Walking in that straight line, here we are.
Let's move over this, we get a better angle of the tree.
Here's our big tree.
There we go. There.
Right there, right in our straight line.
There it is.
The big tree. That's that. In here, grown much larger is the maple, which provides the yellow you see in the film, in the background.
Got it.
And the red came from these shrubby trees, the vine maples growing in the middle. And then right to the side of that is this middle tree, which here you can see is covered with the branches of the maples. Here.
But we have it right here.
And right next to it is what remains of that spiky pool cue.
Right across here.
Or spiky snag, we've been calling it. Probably broken off down to here now.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I just tested this bark and everything's very solid still.
Good.
Though it's been dead for 40-something
And this is what Bill Munns used for 352. You notice kind of the shot, it's all lined up where the smiley stump and that pool cue are lined up. That's the line he used for 352. And that's the line we're working in on now.
Yeah, we were able to draw this line all the way down to the original camera position on the creek. But past that, it's hard to see in this photo, but there are other trees, these laurel and hardy trees. Behind here is what we call the ladder tree.
Which is just right over here.
You can see, if you look here, there's some of its branches,
right across here.
ladder-like branches sticking out.
And go ahead and point out the laurel and hardy trees that Bill Munns has talked about that he used to try to...
Yeah, we didn't film those before. That was one of the things Bill Munns wanted to use to test the veracity of our site location. He kept that a secret until he got here. But there's our snag. There's our ladder tree with the spiky branches coming out of the side.
And here's our laurel and hardy tree.
And
right
then over
here,
if you come around this way, you'll see the laurel and hardy.
It's actually two trees. Looks like one here. But we're going to go around the flank, follow Steve.
Kind of hard to film, but you can see the small and large size of the trees there.
Laurel being the skinny one, hardy being the fatter one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the combination.
And there they are. The skinny one has gotten bigger. And here's the bigger one.
All right.
And these alders here are all dead and gone.
Here's the smiley stump right here, just to start where we left off. And off to our right are a few more, we call them artifacts, but a few more stumps. And you can barely see them on the photo that Stephen has.
Well, there's some obscuration here, but that's this stuff right here. And that stump is kind of hidden behind this
Go a little closer.
Tree here.
Yeah, you can see the angle where Stephen's pointing. Right there, it's the angle of that log, and there's like a stump on the back side of that. And the smiley one's right here with this down debris right here. Well, that's pretty much right here. Smiley. Organic material logs. There's another cut off log across here, and there's one hidden in the background. And that's pretty much
this one here piled up like this one here.
Yeah, it's a debris pile. So, Stephen, if you were to guess at the direction of travel.
Well, she walked in front of all this stuff.
Yeah.
So we know pretty good data now with Bill Munns on the up to this point, 352 and just after. But once she walks past this stuff, we don't really know. It's hard because Patterson's shifted his camera position pretty radically to get the view down this way, more towards the east. And if the creature was walking where that orange flag is, where we thought, she probably went through here. If we start heading eastward, we're going to run into the problem of not having a very clear image of the stumps that she walks through in the film. We're kind of hoping Bill Munns can get a better film frame image than we have currently. So the resolution of the original wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was hard to use that one.
But she probably cut this way across from that orange flag.
Coming from this way.
Well, came up this way and then started cutting sideways across those big trees in the background and walked through here somehow.
And we're to be determined, but this is the direction of travel. Still a lot overgrown
Still
right
with
now.
these debris piles and stuff on the behind background of the creature.
Yeah, that's the smiley stumps over this way.
But already,
Big trees back out this way.
already at this point, Patterson would have had to shift his camera position because you see, angling through there, we see the debris pile would have blocked his view. So this
Yeah,
is where we
move over
start
this way.
seeing the creature pass through those alder clusters that were there.
Yeah, towards the very end of the
And
footage.
Patterson had to shift out to get a view of this part of the film. We know, like, at the end of the film, we can see stumps and things, but they're not very distinct. There are log piles and stumps, and there's like a log pile there, and the creature probably walked this way. This is what Munn seems to think too, that she kind of angled up through this way, past these old logs. And past all these big stumps that are left here behind. Now I'm just estimating at this point, because I don't know which pile and which stump is which at this point.
That is to be determined, but
this was the general direction. And heading out towards the Bluff Creek, which is curved around the sandbar here, and is now heading towards the north.
just past what we call the bowling alley, which is just over here. That straightaway
This is the
section.
start of the bowling alley right here. So the creature would have chosen a path between these old stumps, and this is another old log pile. Stumps and logs. And you can see in the end of the film these big piles of wood and these stump things that are in there. And then the creek is right here. She supposedly ditched it down in the creek and either headed upstream, according to Gimlin's story, or across the creek and up the hill, according to Titmus's story. So that aerial shot that the Hindon took would have been back right over here somewhere. The creek was obviously up much higher then, still, you know. It's sunken way down into towards the bedrock, leaving all this gravel bar behind. That's about it. That's the Patterson Film Site.
All right, thanks, David.
I do believe, or know.